Welcome back to the Playground Chronicles, the series where we dive deep into the legendary toy lines of our childhood. Today we're mutating our way into the world of the Masters of the Universe with one of the most bizarre and unique villains ever, Modulok, a multi-limb, multi-headed mastermind of evil. So grab your power sword because this is going to be a wild ride. Modulok first appeared in Masters of the Universe as one of Skeletor's evil warriors, but with a twist. Unlike most of Skeletor's henchmen, Modulok had an unpredictable allegiance, sometimes even siding with the evil horde. But what made him truly stand out? Well, that's his bizarre ability to split apart and reassemble in countless ways. With a body made up of multiple interchangeable parts, Modulok was the ultimate customizable action figure. Modulok made his toy debut in 1985. I was 5 years old. Designed as a modular action figure with 22 different pieces that kids could snap together in crazy, monstrous combinations. The back of the box proudly declared over 1,000 different configurations. But what about his story? In the Filmation cartoon, Modulok is portrayed as a mad scientist, a devious genius obsessed with his experiments and transformations. Originally known as Galilean, he is a brilliant scientist who conducted dangerous genetic experiments, ultimately transforming him into the shape-shifting horror we know as Modulok. Once part of Skeletor's army, he effectively and absolutely went to Hordak and became a loyal scientist, crafting devastating weapons and creating even deadlier creatures. Modulok wasn't just a figure, he was a lore. He started out in the mini-comics The Treachery of Modulok, where he betrayed Skeletor and aligns himself with the Horde to build an unstoppable army. In that army, there were clones, and the comics expanded his background, cementing him as a rogue scientist whose loyalties were unstable and his own ever-changing form. Over the year, Modulok has undergone several redesigns, from the vintage figure to the 2000X Mike Young revival and the highly detailed Motu Classics version. Each intonation stays true to his modular gimmick, making him one of the most fun villains to collect. Let's take a look at one of those newer toy reviews right now. Alright, so for this version of the Playgrounds Chronicles, I decided to not look at a vintage or anything else. I decided to look at Masters of the Universe Origin Modulok for this part of the review and what we're looking into. So as you can see here, it does have some neat little layouts of it. Definitely not what I was expecting for a shipper box. I mean, this is a shipping box that it comes in. It does have a sticker on the top, Masters of the Universe Origin Standard Grade. Coming in hot, standard grade. We're just gonna take a little razor blade here, pop the top of this off. Maybe I missed. There we go. All right. So as we're opening this up, who would you like to see from Masters of the Universe get one of these done? Would you like a Playground Chronicle of somebody else that we don't have, or are you just liking the randomness? Okay, so the shipper box is going to go, and wham bam, thank you ma'am. There you go. Look at that over here. What a fantastic packaging for the retro play. So this is going to be an updated version of the vintage Modulok, which is awesome, fantastic. The packaging on this is fantastic. As you can see, the many different shapes and playabilities that this has. This is a lot like, so it has 34 different body parts, which creates 1,000 plus monsters, and this is how they have them in the box in the bubble. It is a retro play, some more of those on the side, looking good. And then on the back, what cover art right there. That is fantastic. Modernizing and celebrating the original 80s Masters of the Universe action figure. Masters of the Universe Origin gives you the power to pose Eternia's greatest warriors as retro style figures or in new action-packed battle positions. So it looks like we have a couple of instructions down here. So it says use tool to remove ball joint from socket. Okay. Transformable weapon, which is cool. That came within original. And then enough to form two complete creatures. So this is essentially two figures in a row. As we look, we've got some evil horde up here. I have no idea who that is. leave a comment down below who's that. Maybe we should do a little thing about him, because I don't know who these Horde people are, these skeleton-y people. So we got the Rock-On, or the Rock Lords, not the Rock Lords, the Rock-On, Stone Dar, don't remember her name. We got a Jedi coming in hot. I found him. You'll only get that if you watch the She-Ra 80s cartoon. Great box, fantastic box. This would look good on display, but here on this channel, we crack stuff open. So we're gonna crack open the tape here. All right, let's see. Got that open. I'm gonna destroy the box, I don't care. All right, so here's actually a neat little tab. There's all the body parts. Look at all the pegs and everything else that comes with it. That's kind of a neat body layout that's on a tab that's kind of useless. All right, so as we open it up, nothing in the box. That goes away. And then Modulok comes out. This is a heavy action figure. This I love. I love that over there. We may keep that for another time, another place. That's great. So coming in hot, this is the shield, or this is the tool. We have a ton of the little rubber band things, which is going to stress me out. So let's just take it one by one. So if we take him out of the box, well, he broke. He didn't break because that's what he came off with. So it looks like we've got a foot and a foot, and we got claw actioning happening here. Let's just take a look at the chest. The chest reminds me a lot of Clawful. I'm not so sure I like this gapping going on there, but we'll see. I also look like, it feels like these are broken. Do you see how mine have some stuff? I think that's for doing stuff like this, but it feels broken to me. Don't really know if that's what's supposed to be going on there or not, but it is as of right now. All right, so let's take the heads off. The heads from outside. I always thought this guy looked like the Beetlejuice snake, and then this guy just looked normal. As we get into this, it pops on just as such. Now, can the two heads knock him over, or does he stand on his own? Because that's, the feet are, they're not bending at the knees, at least these, very well, and that is a very top heavy. Bam, falls, no good. All right, so every one of these are going to be in, oh, Lord almighty. Every one of them are going to have a thing. Every one of them. So that is something that's supposed to be on there. It's not just mine. But the cool playability about this is, if you want, you take legs off and you put legs on. And they go on and such, and it doesn't really matter. It could be backwards, and this one could just be a backwards walker. A lot like a Mr. Potato Head, to be real honest. And if you turn him around as such, it goes. And let's see, they're a little hard. That looks a little bad, but it's okay. Kids, avert your eyes. All right, so I'm not such a big fan of these ball joints right now. And this video is not really a true hardcore dive into this, but I do have to say, I don't know if I like it. Let's try this, because I do hope. And one thing I don't like is that there's only one. Is there only one torso? Yeah, there's only one torso. So to make the two individual Moduloks is almost impossible. This will go on like that. That's snapped back on. Let's take a look. All right, they snap. That's good. I do like that each has an articulating point on the arms. I mean, that looks pretty menacing. Looks pretty cool. Do wish it had a Hordak logo on it. I do think that would be good. I have no recollection of the old one having that either. But and I know these are supposed to just be re-ups of the old one. I'm not so sure, and I'm not going to take the time to take everything out of this, because it's more of a history than it is a toy review. But from right now, just looking in on this is a lot of work, more so than the vintage one, to have a good standing figure. I don't like these legs at all. We'll have to play around with the other legs to see. But this is a quick little view. Let's get back into the Playground Chronicles, and let's talk about some different things from the Filmation show, from the toys and everything else. Until next time, may your Modulok stand. He doesn't. While Modulok never had a huge role in the He-Man series, he played a significant part in the She-Ra Princess of Power shows. Serving as one of Hordak's top scientists, his eerie voice, his constant scheming, and his grotesque transformations made him a memorable, if not underrated, villain. Now, 1980s Filmation, he's voiced by Lou Scheimer, who gave the high-pitched mad scientist vibes, aka Skeletor. Modern interpretations, Modulok has appeared in various forms, but has never had a major speaking role like other villains. Modulok's original design was inspired by mutant horror creatures from the 1950 sci-fi movies. He was one of the few figures marketed as both He-Man and She-Ra. In some European toy catalogs, Modulok was advertised as a heroic warrior instead of an evil horde member. Talk about an identity crisis. A follow-up figure, Multibot, show coming soon, was released as a spiritual successor, offering even more ways to mix and match monstrous limbs. Whether you are fascinated by this creepy crawly design, obsessed over creating the weirdest combination, or just loved his chaotic energy, Modulok remains one of the most unique characters in the Masters of the Universe toy line. His ability to switch allegiances and alliances, his bizarre origins, and his infinite customizations make him an all-time favorite among collectors and fans alike. That's it for today's episode of the Playground Chronicles. What's your favorite memory of Modulok? Let us know in the comments, and if you would give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, that would be great. Thank you so much for watching, and hope you all have it, and by the power of Grayskull, we love weird things.